prizes. Grandma and Grandpa are judges.
Did somebody get a dirty diaper?
This poopy diaper is also much coveted.
I know a funny little man, as quiet as a mouse, who does the mischief that is done in everybody's house. No one ever sees his face, and yet we all agree that every plate we break was cracked by Mr. Nobody. 'Tis he who always tears our books and leaves the door ajar. He pulls the buttons from our shirts and scatters pins apart. That squeaking door will always squeak, but pretty don't you see, we leave the oiling to be done by Mr. Nobody. The finger marks upon the door by none of us are made. We never leave the blinds unclosed to let the curtains fade. The ink we never spill, the boots lying round you see, are not our boots, they all belong to Mr. Nobody.
Whoa.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us. Oh, we are glorious. This is me. Now, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me.
I can sing along, guys.
It's my speed. I'll fire away. 'Cause today, oh yeah, crazy. Forcing through the barricades. That's what we won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us. Won't be a glory.
Is it a dance?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa, whoa!
All right, thank you, sir. If you please.
You know, sometimes you just have to pass the time. So obviously this is the most classic that people think of. When they think of church ladies in the nursery, this is what they're doing. But there are several other things you can do, like the calf raiser. Please go to sleep. Please go to sleep. Please go to sleep. Or there's the praying by the Catholic pew lunge. Across like this. There are times where I do a little balance, a little ballet, just humming a little bit. I do this. Sometimes you do the zoomy sway, like this, little twirl, little swirl. Mostly, you want more of that one? Aww. We did a lot of the yoga ball, a lot of bouncing. Yeah. And then a lot of times now also I'll just sit in the rocking chair, just take a deep breath and keep my body still, and then he'll notice that my body is still and he'll calm down. But mostly I've learned that you just kind of have to not notice that your baby is crying anymore and think about other things. And then eventually you just have a good time having your own thoughts and notice, hey, my baby fell asleep. But yeah, that's how you do that. That's all we got for you.
Oh, come on.
We see it again? Keep going. Let's do another one.
Wow!
Spidey. Yeah. Whoa. So strong you split your armpit open.
How would Spider-Man open the zoo?
So, these are called Get Your Mate. So we're gonna start glasses up and hood on. So what you gotta do is have it at an angle so your hair is coming out so they can see how well groomed it is. But you also have to have it showing your dark side. So we're gonna start with the bad boy.
What is this rated?
He's your son, dude.
Jake Jr. right there.
Then we have the hip.
Wow. Very provocative.
Provocative or provocative?
Now we're going to do glasses on, but off.
Oh, whoa.
By the seaside.
Where there's a lot of
Wait
a minute, you were doing the DJ.
Pittsburgh games.
I win.
What was that?
I win,
Pittsburgh
'cause I-
games.
You guys learn. Why?
And Superman.
This is a train song. It's actually an old Neil Young song.
Oh, okay. That makes sounding similar.
Down the mountainside to the coastline, past the angry tide, the mighty peace of wine, and the tunnel comes, and the tunnel goes around another bend. Driver by the sea, you'll get a pension, you know. Roll on, Southern Pacific. Roll on, Southern Pacific. On the silver rail, on your silver rail, roll on. I rode the highball. I find daylight when I turned 65. I couldn't see right.
It's like at the bank, I'm building a loan right now. It's just like short some like a couple $1,000. Well, George, what are you doing here in my office? Oh, Mr. Potter, I'm in a bad way. I misplaced like $2,000. George, that doesn't sound so good. What are you going to do about that? You got any collateral, bonds or anything?
It's also this George W. Bush.
All I got here is this $500 life insurance policy. George, you're worth more dead than alive. $500. You once called me a warped and frustrated old man. Well, I think you're a warped and frustrated young man. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to call the police right now. Get them over here. Take you off to jail. Oh man. I don't know. Then George, George, he just goes over the bridge. Wait. I'm standing there, staring off into the water. Help! Help! So, why did you jump in the water?
I jumped into the water to save you. What do you think?
Oh, are you from around here, or what's your deal?
Actually, I'm an angel, second class.
Second class? What's that?
It's because I haven't got my wings yet. What do you think?
This is the guy in the corner. He's leaving. I guess people around here are just not that comfortable with angels.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of strange things.
Yeah, I'm worse more dead than alive. My life isn't going so great. This is an answer to the prayer, and I get you? Oh, me, Joe.
Jeez, Joseph, can't you?
What? We're just switching voices.
I think I figured this all day.
Joseph, I need some help. Okay. George, you got your wish. You've never been born.
Oh, yeah, this is kind of funny. Let's go get a drink.
Hi, Franczyks. I'm going to do my Franczyk talent show entry, and today I'm going to make a pumpkin pie with the pie crust because a lot of people can't make pie crust anymore from scratch. So I'm going to have 2 cups of pumpkin from my garden last year that I thawed out. I have my pie plate. I'm going to take a cup of flour, about a 1/3 cup of lard, a dash of salt, a bit of water. I'm going to mix it all together so it's nice and crumbly, add a little water, roll it into a ball, and then I'm going to roll it out into a pie crust. That will be step number 1, coming right up. So I've added some lard and flour. I'm going to add a dash of salt, like that. Take a fork, and you want to film a little closer right into the bowl, please. That's Grandpa, by the way. So now I am just going to kind of work this shortening, this lard, right into the flour so it's got nice little pieces here. You could cut it. And we're back. I made the nice little ball of dough, added some water, and now the trick is to keep enough flour on the surface that you're going to roll it out. So you'll see that I'm adding flour on and off here. Kind of keep going like this. go around like that. Add a little bit more. So this is a gluten crust, by the way, so not everyone would be able to eat it, but quite a few people could. And you just keep kind of rolling it out like this until you eyeball it and wonder, well, is it going to fit the pie plate? And it will. So then, and you always have to kind of do that. Then you slowly start rolling it in half. You put it in your pie plate and unroll it. And oh, there's a little hole. And then this is what the great grandma Cinnamon always taught me. You just kind of turn that under a bit, like this, all the way around the pie, like this. That's a little too much there, so we'll cut some of that off. And then you just make kind of a little fancy design all the way around the rim, like this. There you go. And there's one tiny little hole here, so we'll plug it up. And that's how you make a pie crust, and we'll make the filling in a minute. Okay, the next step is make sure you have a recipe. This is one that I guess I copied down that I don't mind using. And we start preheating the oven. We're going to have it at 425, so I've got it preheating. Or 425. Now we're going to add 2 cups of the pumpkin in a mixing bowl. And slide it out. This. And I guess the voice squeaks a bit. And here's the other one. A can of evaporated milk. A half cup of brown sugar. A 1/3 cup of cane sugar. We're going to add 2 eggs. 1 and 2. And we need 1 more egg yolk. So I will have to separate the egg carefully. We don't want the egg white, but we can save the egg white. So there we go. And then I just have to wash my hands a little bit. Then we need some cinnamon. So we put some cinnamon in here and a little cardamom, a little ginger. We'll just shake some of that in here. You can see I have a big assortment of spices in all different containers and sizes and all that. And here's a little bit of nutmeg, just a dash, and a little bit of cloves, which I have to open up. I've had this can of cloves for so many years, I think since the boys were little. Just a little bit of that, a little bit of cloves. Then, just going to whisk it up. Do you want to show? And the next thing you will see is I'll pour it in the crust and it will bake and we'll show you the finished product. Thank you. Okay, here we have the pie. I'm going to carefully put it in the oven at 425. And I'm going to put it in for 15 minutes. Turn the oven down to 450 for 45 minutes. Here we go. Excuse my backside. Here we go. And we'll show you the finished product. Whoops. A little later. Hi, we're back an hour later. 45 minutes at 350. 425, 15 minutes. And the timer just went on. Here we have a lovely pumpkin pie. I tested it and the knife came out nice and clean. So we're going to take it to our Bible study tonight. Thank you very much. Bye.
about you. You're haunting my dreams, tearing my heart at the seams. Yes, you do. And every time I look around, it's your love that I hope I found because your feet make me weak when I'm dancing to the beat. After tiny spot in my tushy pod that makes me jump about so I can sing and shout.
Forget the case, cause we don't all make the key. Oh man, suddenly we're free to fly. See the other side, like I do. To the other side, like me. To the other side, to the other side.
We started out, we were wealthy men. We had enough when we needed it. Cripple your soul in a sea of shame. Run down your dream and then lose your place. I'm falling back, I've been feeling good. Your opportunity struck just like you thought it would. Don't wanna know where the money is. Don't wanna know where the money is. It's just a tragedy trying to take its toll again. Don't wanna know where the money is. These days are easy.
Oh yeah. I bet Spider-Man's a pretty good guitar player.
Think? Is he like a wood chomper?
Yeah, it's pretty special, isn't he? Yeah. Do you think someday you'll be as strong as your dad? About love.
The dad, I think. There's all kinds of bugs coming out of the woodwork.
Well, here's a clue. Love happens to you. You can't always control the way you're feeling. Yes, that was love. You stabbed through the heart. And who struck you back and left you reeling? Dangerous weapon, forged in the fiery oven.